Welcome to Florida Jeep Ride. We are starting day number 3 of the Panhandle Adventure Trail. We've been driving from Fernandina Beach all the way to Alabama. The first day we hit Osceola National Forest, then we drove through Alcilla and came all the way to Wakulla Springs, Florida, where we spent the night at the Wakulla Lodge. With us today is Clay and Steve, living up to his name of Dusty Boogers. How's the trail been so far?
Great.
Great?
Good.
Had a good time?
Had a good time.
Not too rough on your back?
No, that's not the problem. Just finding places to go to the bathroom.
All right. Well, we're getting ready to take off, so as soon as Randy gets out with another cup of coffee, we'll be heading down the road. Our goal and destiny today is Mariana State Caverns, but we're going to be traveling through a little bit of the coast, a little bit of Tate, up through Apalachicola National Forest, and eventually up to Mariana. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the trail. Day 3.
Well, exit park north to Tallahassee or south to Shaderville Road.
Well, we're off. We're going to ride a little bit down on the Gulf. I've altered our trip off of the Panhandle Adventure Trail to give us a little bit of coastal time. But first, we're going for breakfast. It is time for breakfast at the breakfast station. You okay with me on camera?
I don't know.
Oh, you're not in witness protection, are you? Look at this balancing act. And I got pancakes. Where are we, by the way?
You're in heaven. That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
We're in heaven now. Look at that.
Thank you.
Bacon and sausage and eggs and a couple pancakes and a skillet.
You're welcome. Some what? Is that salsa?
Yeah.
You gotta have sauce on the own.
Gotta have salsa. I'll get you some salsa. Okay. Thank you. You're very welcome.
All right, let's say grace. Ready? Heavenly Father, Lord, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this food. Bless it all and nourish our body. Give us traveling mercies as we go. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, time to eat our breakfast, and then we're heading out on the trail. We'll see you out there. That was Satisfied. And we not the only Jeepers here.
Oh, that's what I saw. It was the dog moving inside.
Hey, buddy.
Aww.
The dash camera has an issue with the windshield wipers were falling apart, so we got some new windshield wipers at this AutoZone in Crawfordville.
Lady recommended the
She
silicone
said take
ones.
off this yellow thing and lock. That one was easy.
These are the kind.
Like everything, it's getting more expensive, but this is the most expensive windshield wipers I've ever bought. So we'll be doing a review on them over time. You'll probably get to see them with the dash cam for today's trail. But we are windshield wipered up. We just got something else we're going to try out real quick too.
Ooh.
Dirty. Okay. So this says, put it in your windshield wiper fluid.
That's that stuff.
So squeeze 2 times. 1, 2. 2 squirts. We'll find out if it works. This is called BUGOFF, and it goes right into your windshield washer fluid. We're going to ride along the coast for a little bit, at least till we get to Carabella. Welcome to Apalachicola Bay, where the Apalachicola River comes out. That runs out just a little bit west of Tallahassee. When I was about 11 or 12 years old, I tried to swim across the river. It wasn't this wide, it wasn't the bay. And the current was moving really strong, so it wasn't taking me to where the rest of the people were. So I tried to swim against the current to get across instead of just riding it on down and then walking up. I like to drown as a kid. You're gonna turn right at the bottom of this bridge.
Never.
So I think we have entered the border of Tate's Hell right now. If not, as soon as we get up around the corner into a little less populated area.
Tate State Forest, Pickett's Bay Track. It's beautiful out here.
This is the beginning of dirt for us on day number 3. We've driven down from McCullough, went through Carabel, and now we have arrived at Tate's Hell.
That was unexpected out here.
Along the way through the forest are camping spots. And this is a prime example of a beautiful one. Reservations are required. Here's information on that. Make a reservation at floridastateforest.reserveamerica.com or call that phone number. This is spot number 8. And I can tell you that building up our Jeep, the blue one, into a little bit of an overlanding rig with a nice rooftop tent and some coolers, and be able to cook out. Randy's actually a really good cook, but you could be staying, instead of in a hotel, you could be staying in a campsite out here. There's a fire pit, tables, there's even a place to fish. Almost looks like a boat ramp. When I was young and was in the Boy Scouts, and then when we first got married, bringing a tent out someplace was a common thing for us.
Overnight camping requirements, Florida Department of Agriculture and Services, Carol. fair fees. So we started around here, and right now
Randy, come over here.
we are up here. Gully Branch Day Use Area at Tate's Hills.
Another bridge. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Toolbox full of tools. You want an adventure, you bring tools and spare parts. I remember Steve saying yesterday, this is his kind of trail riding right here.
Yeah, I'll make another turn. I do like it when it becomes a little more trail-like, but I wouldn't want to try to do 150 miles of this in a single day.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if it was wet, we'd be going through hole after hole right through here.
Interesting little section of trail. I'm guessing there's some type of gatekeeper up here that keeps people out as to why this grass is so tall. Our trail's supposed to go straight through there. There's nothing there. Oh, I see. Let's go look.
Sometimes I find out the road has a spot that you have to just turn around.
Followed in that.
I'm not up here very often, so I have no idea how much gathering of water is and how the water holds. This is really one of my first Jeep rides through Apalachicola Forest, and we've got a long way to go, and it's 12:34.
Okay.
Well, that was a big circle. Got all the way to the back corner of that area, and there was a locked gate. So we're back to this narrow one-way, this narrow bridge across here, and it looks like we can get north across the county line on a road that somebody marked as fun. We'll see.
I'm not gonna say we're lost, but I will say we're misplaced and Tate's a hell.
Yes, we are. Are we all okay on the gas?
So we are currently trying to find a way between Tate's Hell and Apalachicola Forest. One is in one county, one is the other county, and it's as if they decided that you couldn't cut through this forest. So we tried several roads that looked like they were going to connect, but they didn't. We can see just a little to our north that there's supposed to be a road, but they have dug a ditch down the side to keep you from going across. So it looks like we might have to drive eastward all the way out to the highway in order to get on the other side of them trees. If this is rainy season, you don't want to be back in that western corner anyway, because it looks soggy and wet. But look how far we're going to have to drive.
One thing, you don't want to be in Apalachicola during hunting season on your own.
Well, we have made it across the county line and we are officially in Apalachicola National Forest. If it's wet and rainy, that road back there that we just went through is gonna be a chore. Not something I would recommend on your own. Those puddles could be deep, but they would be consistent. There's not any that are excessively deeper than the others. The alternative to that would probably be going all the way out to the highway, north for a while, and then coming back in.
Yeah, it's easy, but shift a little bit. All right. Back to two. Bumpy.
With some friends and you got a Jeep and you're a little lifted with the 33s, you shouldn't have any issues. This whole area through here is probably normally pretty wet, and considering there was a hurricane last week, we are thankful that that hurricane did not come straight up across the panhandle, because then this would have pretty much been an impassable trail, because I can see a lot of evidence that there is normally water here, and we're kind of in a drier spell. Even before the hurricane, had a little bit of rain in our afternoon thunder showers, but not too bad.
See that white line just to our right there? That's what we want to try to get in, and this one looks like it actually intersects at the end, but I don't want to see a gate again between us.
Yep.
About 45 minutes to an hour ago, we were on the other side of this trail. Just around that corner, there's a gate, and it's locked. And so we had to go almost all the way out to the highway to get over here on the other side of the county. This back corner over here, one, if it's rainy season, you might not want to go in there. If it's rainy season, period, there are a lot of places in this forest that look like there are a lot of rain hazards.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
How's your back?
It's okay. My
If you got a
shoulder-
bad back, is this trail for you?
No.
No.
We're still having fun.
We're having fun and we got Jeeps.
Had a good breakfast.
And we had a really good breakfast.
We're probably going to be very thankful of that here in about 2 hours.
Yeah, because there's plenty of places to find stuff to eat out here if you had to eat stuff. There's stuff to eat out here.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to dig for it a little bit.
Redneck.
Because that looks freshly trimmed.
Yeah. Evasive maneuvers, Captain.
What's that hole? There's a couple bumps through here.
Steve's fighting a horsefly in his Jeep. Turned his blinker on. There are some big horseflies out here. Now, I'm not talking about deer flies or yellow flies, but those real big ones that I don't think I'd really want to be bit by.
This area where we're at, I have 0 bars on my phone.
It's time for What Kind of Scat Is That with Matt. Tell us below if you can identify what type of poo this is. It looks big, so my guess might be a bear. That's the size of it compared to my hand. That looks like one big turd, and it's been eating acorns, which bears do like to eat. Don't forget to comment below if you know what that is. This has been an episode of What Kind of Scat Is That with Matt. We'll see you at the next pile of poop.
These are the ones that the bugs go in, can't get out, and the plant eats them. Usually they're in water areas. This lets you know how dry this is.
It's scat. I want to know what it is. Is it from a bear, a bobcat, a cougar, or something? That was deer poop I just passed. Or maybe rabbit poop. Our windows are off, so the inside of our Jeep gets dirty either way. But maybe it'd be time to put on the windows and run some air conditioning. When it's dry, it's dusty. And when it's dusty, the people that are not in the front are going to get dirty. Well, that is Tate and Apalachicola. We are on a little bit of pavement time here, making our way through Bristol, where we're going to have a late lunch, early dinner, before we make our way up into Mariana.
Just passed a sign that said this is the National Forest Scenic Highway. Bacon Gully Creek.
What do you think of that?
I'm in love. Oh, and you even got a nice little here. Did you buy this from over there?
We bought it in Lake Wales?
Winter Haven.
Winter Haven.
Okay.
Winter Haven. Yeah. Well, we Jeep and we eat. We just come out through Tate's Hill in Apalachicola, and we are sitting down to a 16-ounce steak, and it's coming right now. Look at that, and that's our waitress right there. So if you're running the
And he's gonna let me drive his Jeep.
it's for Jeep. If you're riding the Panhandle Adventure Trail, you're gonna drive right past this restaurant, and you need to stop in here and get you some food. And this is
Carla Jones.
Carla Jones. She could be your waitress. Well, we stopped at Fiddler's Oyster Bar and Steam House, and we had some steaks.
We fiddled around.
And
Lots of steaks. All the steaks.
oh, all four of us had steak, 16-ounce,
I had three.
bone out, and it was satisfying. But what caught my attention here originally was this. That ooh. Whoa. This is where the fireman would have stood. Just to put it a little bit in size of how big this thing is. Those wheels are almost as tall as me. Choo choo! Choo choo! No, new trains go. This used to go. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm Matt.
And I'm Randy.
And this has been a Florida Jeep ride with Off-Road Travels, the Panhandle Adventure Trail, Part 3.
Guess what we're doing? I've been riding at the back for 3 days. Lots of dust. So, now that I have time, pull the air filter, check the air filter. Probably going to have to hit it on the tire, knock some dust out of it. As you can see, everything else is covered in it. So look for obvious issues like oil leaks, anything wet, you will obviously be able to find right now. Luckily, I don't see anything. I've already looked over there, looked around over here. I hadn't seen anything obvious. So we're going to pull the air filter. What I've done, took out these two 10mm, loosen this 8mm. I'm going to leave the line on there. Whew, all that wonderful dust. Let's see what we got here. Just a little. So yeah, you want to get it out. Then when I get home, I'll put a new one in it. But what this does is it causes your vehicle, because it can't get enough air, it's going to try to compensate with fuel, so then you get worse fuel mileage. So you still see there's lots of party time in there. I've done a nuts and bolts check already by simply looking under it, and the way I did that before we came on the trip, painted everything, and you'll see the white line. The white lines line up on all the nuts and bolts and fasteners for the suspension system and the brake components. All I have to do is look at them. If the line's still straight, nothing's moved. Because we've been beating down the dirt roads for 3 days, and it's been rough on a couple of them. So this was something that was needed. So
and you've got kitty cat marks across your.
I got putty prints all across the hood, across the top, down the back glass. Back glass is up right now. You put it down there, you put it down, look at it.
That's all right.
And I was going to go next door to the car wash, but I want a brushless because I have a soft top, and those little slinging rags are not good on soft tops, so don't go through those. So I'm just having to suck it up and get my white shirt.
What is this up here?
This is a 500 amp breaker for the winch.
That's good, and just mount it up to the stock thing right on top.
Yep. I am going to do a modification to it because this is like the first rendition of it. I'm going to put right here on the hood, I'm going to put a big piece of rubber, so that way if something happened and the hood comes down on it, that it doesn't ground out on the hood.
Yeah.
So that's to be done, because we've all seen the pictures and sometimes in person of a vehicle burning to the ground because the winch line got too hot and melted and it hit the frame, and that was the end of it. There's nothing you can do but get out of the way. So now just put everything back together where it was at. It's two 10 millimeters and an 8 millimeter, and we're done. This is what a mechanic goes on a trail ride with, a full toolbox. I got more stuff in there. I've got everything in here to take this Jeep apart if I had to. Don't want to, but if I had to, I could.
That's good.
All with hand
That's what we always
tools.
say, Clay to the rescue.
Everything I do with the hand tools, because when you get out here and you're using batteries, the batteries go dead and you can't charge them.
He spots, he recovers, he fixes. He rides a great
And
tail
he served
gunner
our
too.
nation.
And he is a veteran. So in the comments below, thank him.
Well, I
Look,
wanted
look,
to say that
look.
to be there early.
I don't know who was in front of Clay all day long, but they must have been kicking up a whole bunch of dust.
It was a Gator Jeep and a dusty booger.
There were times when we were driving down the road that I couldn't even see Steve, who was behind me, because it was such a big cloud of dust all over the place. Well, that's a little bit of trail maintenance for you with Clay. That's added bonus content for you.
Crazy how deep it goes underneath. It just runs forever, it looks like that.